The new construction home you fell in love with online, the one where you found the price that fits your budget, that's not where you're going to pay. Today I'm going to give you the honest breakdown of what new construction in Northeast Florida actually cost from the base price all the way until you get your keys. The base price of a new construction home is the cost of the home on a standard lot with standard finishes. That's the price you will see online for a non-inventory or quick move-in home. So the prices you see online will include the builder's basic floor plans, the basic countertop options, standard appliances, standard fixtures, no structural additions, and no lot premium. The base price is essentially the floor plan built to its minimum specification. Now that doesn't mean bad, by the way. You may want to do your own upgrades, but from the building standpoint, that's just what's available. The model home you're touring is not the base price home. The model home is the builder's showcase. It has upgraded flooring, upgraded countertops, upgraded cabinets, premium fixtures, and structural additions like extended covered lanais, 3-car garages, and finishes from the top tier of the design center. The model home you fall in love with is typically well above the base price depending on the builder and community. When you see a base price of $500,000, the honest starting point for your budget conversation is $500,000 plus roughly 20%. That puts you closer to about $600,000, which is 20% above the base price. Now let me break down exactly where that 20% goes. And the first category is where most buyers don't even know exists until they're sitting across from the builder's sales agent. Structural upgrades are the first place your number climbs well above the base price before you ever step foot in the design center. Structural choices change the physical layout and the functionality of your home, and they cannot be changed later without significant renovation. So a 3-car garage could add $12,000 to $20,000 to your home. An extended covered lanai could add $15,000 to $30,000, and a bonus room addition, which by the way is getting very popular, could add $25,000 to $40,000 or more. Tray ceilings, 8-foot doors, each of these adds to the structural total. Most buyers who go through a structural meeting for the first time, they're pretty surprised how fast all of these numbers actually add up. You walk in thinking, oh, we'll add a couple of things here and there, but then you walk out $40,000 to $60,000 above the base price before you've selected a single floor tile. My advice is to prioritize the things that you cannot change later. The covered lanai is expensive and disruptive to add after the fact. The bonus room is essentially impossible without a major renovation. Spend your structural budget on things like that. I have a full video on this channel specifically about which structural upgrades are worth every penny and which ones I would personally skip. Go watch that one after this video because it pairs perfectly with what we're talking about now. Now, once you get through the structural meeting, you might think you're done making a lot of the big decisions, but you're not. The design center is where a lot of buyers spend more than they've ever planned to. Okay, let's talk about the design center because this is honestly where emotions tend to take over. The design center is where your home goes from a floor plan to a home that feels like yours. You can change the flooring, the countertops, the cabinets, the fixtures, tile, paint colors, appliances. Every finish selection happens here, and the design center is specifically designed to make you want to upgrade everything that you see. The design center is the easiest place to go over budget in the entire new construction process because every individual upgrade feels manageable in isolation. So what that means is this, to upgrade your countertops might be $3,000. It's $5,000 to upgrade the flooring, $4,000 for the cabinet hardware. None of those individual numbers feels crazy, but you add 15 of them together and now suddenly you're about $60,000 above where you plan to be. So go into the design center with a specific budget number and a list of what matters the most to you. The primary bedroom and the kitchen are where most buyers get the most value from design upgrades. Secondary bedrooms and guest bathrooms are places where standard selections are usually super acceptable and will save you a lot of money. Drop a comment if you've been through a design center appointment. What surprised you the most about your experience? I want to hear from buyers who have been through it because honestly, for somebody who's new in this process, it'll help people who are going through it for the very first time. So go ahead and leave a comment there. Okay, so this is a big one, lot premiums. A lot premium is an additional cost on top of the base price for a lot that is considered more desirable than a standard interior lot. Pond views, preserve views, cul-de-sac locations, corner lots, and just larger lot sizes, all of these typically carry lot premiums that can range from a few $1,000s on the low end to $50,000 to $100,000 or more for premium waterfront or preserve backing lots. In Northeast Florida master plan communities, the preserve backing lots are particularly popular with buyers coming from the northern states. Ask about lot premiums for every lot you are considering before you get emotionally attached. Now let's get into the fees, and this is where buyers who are new to Florida specifically really honestly get caught off guard the most often. Okay, so we're talking about the Florida fees, HOA, CDDs, and beyond. So most master plan communities have a homeowners association with monthly or quarterly fees that fund the maintenance of the common areas. So your amenities center, community management, these typically run you about $100 to $400 per month depending on the community. Now CDD fees are very different. Community Development District fees. This is a Florida specific fee that catches a lot of relocating buyers kind of off guard because it doesn't really exist in like the northern states. A CDD funds the infrastructure and the amenities of a master plan community, and it's added to your annual property tax bill. They can range from a few $100s a year to, a few $100s per year to $3,000 or more annually. Not every community has a CDD fee. Factor the CDD fee into your true annual cost of ownership. Homeowners insurance for a new construction home in the $400,000 to $600,000 range, plan for about $2,500 to $4,500 per year. Get quotes before you go under a contract, not after. Property taxes with the Florida homestead exemption apply to your effective property tax rate in Duval or St. Johns County. It's going to run you roughly 0.89 to like 1% of assessed value on a $500,000 home after exemptions, approximately $4,000 to $5,000 per year. Let's talk about closing costs. Builders' closing costs typically run about 2% and 5% of the purchase price. On a $500,000 home, that is about $10,000 to $25,000 in closing costs at the table. Most builders right now are offering closing cost incentives, but those incentives are almost always tied to using the builder's preferred lender. Run the full comparison, not just the rate, but the total cost of the loan, including the value of any incentives being offered. Have this conversation with your buyer's agent before you ever sit down with the builder's preferred lender. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put this all together, right? So yeah, let me put this all together for you so you can see what the full picture actually looks like. So the base price, $500,000 on a standard lot. Premium preserve backing lot, let's just go ahead and tack it $25,000. Now we're at $525,000. Structural upgrades, 3-car garage, extended lanai, add $55,000. Now we're at $580,000. Design center, upgraded flooring, quartz countertops, upgraded cabinet packages, add $45,000. Now we're at $625,000. Closing costs at 3%, which is $18,000. Now we're at $643,000. Ongoing monthly costs, HOA $200, property taxes $450, homeowners insurance $300. That adds to about $950 per month above your mortgage. So that $500,000 home is $643,000 with about $1,000 a month in carrying costs above your mortgage. Still extraordinary value in Northeast Florida, but you need to know these numbers going in. So plan for 20% above the base price and then build your budget from there. Now, here is the most important thing I can tell you about actually managing all of these different costs. This is going to be how to protect yourself in the event that you are going for a new construction home. So have a buyer's agent like me who specializes in new construction in your corner before you ever walk into the sales office. The structural upgrade decisions, the design center budget, the lot premium negotiation and closing costs, even the incentive comparisons, these conversations will go significantly better for you when you have someone at the table whose job is to protect your interest rather than the builders. And having a buyer's agent like me in a new construction transaction costs you absolutely nothing. The builder pays the buyer's agent directly. You pay the exact same price whether you have representation or not. So it's silly not to have it. The only thing that changes is whether you will have somebody who's actually fighting for your best interests at every step of this process. Y'all, hopefully this video was really insightful for you. It's giving you a good idea of what the cost of a new construction home actually looks like. Reach out to me if you're considering beginning this process. I've helped a lot of families make this move. I'd love to share with you my expertise and represent you in one of these negotiations. That's what I'm strongest at, and I would just love the opportunity to talk with you, see how I can help. I chose this video for you to watch. If you're looking for which structural upgrades you should make in your home and which ones I would personally skip, watch this video right here. It's going to dive really deep into that. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.